the shooting at the lottery.
That just.
Oh, that was, I remember that. I do.
Lottery had,
Injury, so I have black holes.
They can see what you
Memory. That was
I
scary.
worked in North Haven at the phone company, and it was lunchtime, and we had this quite nice cafeteria. And people would go, we had the TV on. And all of a sudden, this news flash came on about the
That was horrible. I remember.
shooting. Cheryl Bogoslawski, the former mayor of
Right, yeah.
Britain, had been killed.
Yeah, you gotta wait.
You know, that was the water center.
You don't want it
by
to
the-
divide.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, over out of Alumni Road there.
Yeah, they have since moved.
Yeah. Is that Ona's mother? Is that her?
No,
Yeah.
Ona's father was a
Was a
doctor,
doctor.
yeah. No, her, the mayor was the Bogoslawski from the.
Linda, wasn't it? Linda Boguslavsky?
Yeah.
People was on the right corner.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, your corner, nobody remembers that? Come
I
on.
remember him, and
I've been around way too long.
he was a channel eight, he was.
Yeah, something.
Protection advocate.
Yeah.
He was still too?
No, she just mentioned.
The last name was the same. Oh.
Okay, so we're real close to going live. Our faces are on screen, but our sound is not plugged yet. But it will be momentarily, so remember, anything you say can and will be used against you. So no giving out your ATM passwords or anything as we set up
I
here.
have enough trouble remembering them and giving them out. Too many passwords.
That's what my
Mine are right here.
mother said when she got to be 85 or 90 years old.
Okay, so once we hack into your phone, we'll know them all.
Remember, I'm not interested.
Things I need to remember. It's not too bad, except for that. I have a couple of things that every 3 months you have to change the passwords. Like I'm running out of passwords here.
That's what sticky notes are for.
Yeah. That's really helpful.
Yeah.
Trying to keep things.
When I worked, you know, it was like every 3 months or something, you had to change all your passwords.
Yeah.
Used to make me crazy.
nuts. Password safe. Okay,
And those-
so we're getting ready to turn on the sound, so. Yep,
All right.
you're ready, I've got seven. Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Lucy Robbins Wells Library Board of Trustee meeting for Monday, March 9th, 2026. So, we'll move, we have, is George back online yet?
No.
Okay. We'll do roll call, but he'll probably sign on later, so we'll just watch this, because that's the problem, we're gonna step away for a moment. So if you would, Elizabeth, thank
I
you.
will. George Bernacco is first, but we'll be back then. Melissa Hazley,
Here. Say, how do you like your name pronounced? You got it right? Pardon? Did you get the
Did you say
pronunciation
your
of your name right?
Yeah.
I
I know. We're gonna start it out right.
Jason Hip,
Here.
David Horrigan,
Here.
Pam Canary,
Here.
Pauline Crook,
Here.
Leanne Mankey,
Here.
Joanne Massey,
Here.
David Nagel, Maureen O'Connor Lyons,
Here.
Chris Riley,
Here.
Christine Shushin,
Here.
Diane Stam,
Here.
Lisa Maston,
Here.
Jennifer Hebert, here, Sheila Rowell,
Here.
Kelly DeHaas, and AJ Tiniakos.
Here.
So,
Okay, I was just watching the screen. I'm sure George will come back on, so we'll watch the screen and note it when he's there. Do we have anybody on for public participation? No. Nobody online? Nobody in the room? Town council liaison. Oh, George is on now. Okay. Hey, George, we see you. Thank you for hopping on this one.
Thank you.
Town council liaison. AJ, do you have anything?
Yeah, tomorrow we have, our first of a few public hearings about the town manager's proposed budget. So that starts at 6 o'clock, so if anyone's free, please come and give us your thoughts on that. Immediately following after that, we have our normal, regular meeting where it's mostly gonna be about the budget again. But we're gonna hear from, specific departments in town about their budget request ask. And then, there'll be plenty of times of public participation throughout that meeting as well. So for the next like couple of weeks to a month, it's just gonna be about budget. There's not gonna be anything else too crazy going on in the council room.
Okay,
That's it.
good. And our budget slot is still March 21st at 9 AM?
Yes.
Okay. All right, any questions for AJ? No? I happen to know Kelly is working on the budget. That was the message I got from her, so that's why she's not here this evening. Secretary's report, George?
A report.
Thank you. Approval of minutes from last month's meeting. Any comments, corrections?
I make a motion that we approve them as submitted.
Do I have a second?
Every time, Pam. I'll tell you.
You're even dressing alike now. This is. Okay, pick somebody for the second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Motion passes unanimously. Review of annual activities calendar. Oops. So of course, part of us is it's all about the race as we get closer to the race date. I'm sorry, I have no copy out. Do we have any more information? We can talk about it later, but for staff appreciation?
We have,
Yeah.
so I sent out a survey, to all staff members.
Okay, wait a minute, we'll report on it later. Sorry, I always do that myself.
Yes,
So,
that's about it.
okay. So we'll be talking about staff appreciation. I know that PEP had a meeting, already with our new folks. And I think next up is to be working on the, director's evaluation. Hano concert, we have a concert coming up, so we'll talk about that again later as that goes through. And, we've already mentioned the, library budget. So that's what's going on in March. Preview for April book sale.
Book sale?
Yeah, so the book sale will be there. Sometimes there's a volunteer appreciation. No, okay, good. Library week, and then I know investment committee is having a meeting, that's usually their quarterly report, so that's what's coming up activity wise for our board. And we do have some new folks who made it through their first PEP meeting and their first board meeting, so and they came back, so we're happy. But one of the suggestions, and I'll ask PEP to go through it too, is I think our listing of committees needs to be updated and clarified.
On my agenda.
It's on your agenda, but so that's there, and they spoke with me. We've got some people joining investments, facility site, communications, and fund development. So if you're on those committees, I'll let you know what's happening, and we'll talk to the chairs and stuff there. And we'll move right into treasurer's report.
Well, I was just gonna ask one other thing. Do we have an updated listing of people and contact information for the board?
I think we will, I mean, I think we were getting all the information.
Okay, I didn't
Missing
know
a
if it had
couple of
already, I
contact
missed
names.
it, because
No.
it's been a little crazy and I may have missed it, so I just
No.
want to make sure, because I happen to have a couple of folks, but from other.
I've seen a couple of drafts, but
Contacts.
they were
What we'll do is we'll send it
missing
out
some
and just
information.
look at it one more time, make sure we get the your input correct. Carolyn will send back something that needs to be corrected, and then we'll send out a clean list to you guys this week.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay, treasurer's report, Leanne.
Treasurer's report as of, month ending February 28th. Unrestricted funds checking account balance is $80,996.21. That is, we have received a number of sponsors. In fact, we're well ahead of the game in terms of sponsors coming in. However, we did pay out 50% deposit on the Churchill door. $19,150 went out, so that's where the substantial difference in the balance is. The remaining balance is paid after the work is complete. Work is scheduled for May 1st. We have an insurance certificate from them and we're on board to start, so hopefully that will work forward.
And the snow was melting.
Yeah. No more snow. The money market with the restricted fund is at $57,285.79. Kingston, Wealth Management, the unrestricted funds is at $449,856.75. The unrestricted and restricted investment account combination is at $483,124.86. Penal balance, everything is taken out for and all the restricted were all balanced out. All the restricted funds have been reimbursed and what have you to our unrestricted accounts, checking accounts. Penal stands at $482,361.93. And our Hooker endowment stands at, which is where we can use the unrestricted, all the incomes and gains can be used for unrestricted general use. The endowment principal, remaining the same at, the 342 plus changes the base. And we are currently at $426,706.53. Our percentages at about, restricted funds are sitting at about 37.5% and unrestricted are sitting at 62.5%. That will come down obviously when we've finished the cost on the Churchill door. We are hoping to maybe alleviate some of that cost with a grant receipt, but we haven't heard yet. The final application went in and we're just waiting. Other than that, the only other thing that I have for treasurer is I'm in the process of putting together the restricted quarterly reports. So they'll have them for the end of March so that all the funds can be broken down. The remaining ones, not necessarily just Hano, but we have the like large print, et cetera, so that we can put those out and we'll make sure that new members get it so they get a more familiarity of what is considered in a restricted account. And the other thing is, I had a few things happen this week, so I'm kind of dropped the ball, but I'm in the process of getting information Lisa provided to me for the square and a handheld. So hopefully we'll have that in place for the race registration day.
Great. Thank you. Any questions for Leanne? No. Thank you, Leanne. Library director's report, Lisa Maston.
So with personnel, Michelle Patnode, who is now our head of reference, her position's been open since January, and we just hired Joanna Sestouli to be the new digital services librarian. She's actually a part-time children's librarian right now.
Yeah.
She has a very interesting background. She's also a volunteer firefighter. So we're good, you know. But she's gonna start her position at the end of March, and she had a really, I've never had somebody so prepared for an interview in my life. It was really pretty impressive. So anyway, she's gonna be starting that, so we'll have a position open up in that department. Allison Bolton, who is a part-time circulation librarian, is leaving. She got a full-time job in Burlington as the children's librarian, so we're gonna have some musical chairs going on in the library as we fill different positions. So we'll let you know more about that when it happens, but Allison is leaving March 20th to start her new job, I think the following week. So good for her. We're really pleased that she got a full-time job. On the 27th, or it's the last Thursday and Friday of March, we're getting new furniture. All the study carrels are being replaced up in the quiet study area and near the reference desk. So facilities will begin early that week to break down the old ones. They're 40 years old, the study carrels, and many of them actually don't work well. And we're replacing them with new ones. So that's like a 2-day install. So it'll be Thursday and Friday of that week.
And will they look like the ones that are there already?
They'll have some wood to them, but they're not gonna be the same.
Okay. And they're all wired, right?
Well, they all have electricity. Yes. Yep. So, and they're getting all new chairs as well.
Great. And that was paid for with grant money?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Super.
We did I'm on the 250th anniversary committee for the town of Newington, and we did a presentation for the town council at the end of February. Mary Wood actually did the presentation. I just sat there. But, just to talk about some events we have coming up, and probably next month, I'll give you a detailed list of some of the events that we have coming up, but, we're working with, Bill Mayo and his replacement after he's gone, Jamie Trevathan, and Mary Wood is the chair for Newington Committee.
Was somebody hired?
No, they're still working on that, but we don't know who that is, but he's currently on the committee. But we're just working on to do some events, throughout town to celebrate through July 4th.
Great.
And then the winter reading programs, children's and teens ended last Friday. They had a readathon from 5:30 to 7 in the library. And then, adults will end this Friday. We have about 400 adults signed up so far. And I just wanted to end by saying we had a really fun event. 2 weeks ago, the DMV did an outreach program here. And, we were one of the libraries chosen. And, they, set up here, they had like 3 stations and they did real IDs, they renewed, driver's license, they gave out, accessibility permit, parking permits. But it was really, really fascinating to watch. They really worked hard to get everybody what they wanted when they came in. We had a couple that were really tough, they were real IDs, and you have to have all the ID and
Right.
everything. And they did it was just amazing to watch them work to try to get it
Good
done.
PR for the DMV.
It
which
was.
Usually
Yeah.
doesn't get it.
Right, but it was really nice to see the people who were here were very, very grateful. And they, of course, they wanted it again. And what I was told is they're trying to do it in every library in the state. So to come back probably isn't gonna happen, to come back and doing it.
Were they branch office people?
They
or
were. Some of them were.
administrative?
There's one person, Naranda, she was the community outreach person. She was here. And then the people that worked with her, most of them came from different branches. But it was just such a nice thing to see, and people were just really pleased and happy the library was doing that. Some of them were regular patrons, some of them had never seen before, but we publicized at the senior center and the human services. They asked us not to go on social media because you can only do so many in 4 hours, and they've gotten hit really hard when too much word has gotten out. But they actually had a good number. I think they did like 25.
So with the real IDs, did they have photograph?
What they do is they give you, they took your picture and they gave you a temporary, and then within 30 days, you're gonna get your real ID in the
In the
mail.
mail?
With your little gold star.
What you had mentioned was it brought in people who aren't normally patrons of the library, so those are the kind of events that maybe we should be looking to.
Right, but it was just nice to be able to help people,
Yeah.
so, and I was giving them snacks to keep them happy as they waited.
That's something we've learned. Food makes everybody,
Yeah.
makes it
Good.
easier.
So that's all I have.
Thanks, Lisa. Any other questions for Lisa? Okay, Assistant Director's Report, Jennifer.
Hi. Alright, so for pages, we are working on hiring 3 new pages. We tested, we've interviewed, and we've selected 3. Offers were put out today and we're waiting to hear back from all of them. We're looking at a possible start date of, March 23rd, so to get that going. Got train them and get them used to the library. After that, circulation substitutes. We've officially hired 3 new circulation substitutes. So that circulation can breathe a little bit easier, especially with even more change coming down the line. So our first one, Donald Lower, he started last week training. He is doing great. He is actually working at the circulation desk right now.
See the line?
Yes.
Can't miss him. He's like 6'5".
Yeah. So he's doing great. He's fitting right in. Next is Jacqueline Menard. She is starting her training this week. And then our last one, Jessica Walensky, sorry, she is starting next week. So those are our 3 new people. We spaced them out just because Katie has to train all of them, and to do all of them at once, if we lose our mind, so. We're gonna try it that way. After that is, we are getting a new ILS system in June. We talked about it a little bit here. So.
ILS.
Yes, tell us about that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Remember, we have new people on the board.
So ILS is, stands for, Information Library System. It's the software on our computers that we use to check bookouts, to keep track of patron accounts. It's like all the stuff on the computer to to see what people check out, return, it just keeps track of things.
And our collection.
And the collection, yes. So we're getting a new one in June, whether we like it or not. And so the new system is called Polaris. And, we need to start training staff on it. And so that training is starting this month in March. Various training sessions are going across the, all 30 libraries that we talked to. It's not just here. So we're having a training session here, yes, but then there's also like one in West Hartford and Simsbury and Weathersfield. It's all over the place. And it's also different types of training. It could be like training with people that would work at the circulation desk versus people who are doing cataloging in the back. So it's just different modes of training as well. So the goal is to train the trainers first, and then once we got them all trained, then they can train other staff, including part-time and substitutes. That's kicking off this month.
Ignorance, is the data transfer between the old and the new system? Is there some type of a data transfer?
Yes.
So that you're not having to.
No, they import everything.
Yeah. So that's doing more information about that as we get closer to June. Right now, it's just all of the training. And then with that, just a heads up that a new app is coming. For those who use the current app on their phone, LCI Mobile, maybe you have your library card there, you can see your library account. So that old LCI Mobile is going to stop working on April 7th. The contract is up with them. They've just decided not to renew since we are getting a new system that will come with its own app. So once we got the new app, the information will transfer over pretty smoothly between the old to the new. Just gotta wait. And so right now we're advising our patrons to take a screenshot. If they do use their phone, take a screenshot from the app to get the library card on the phone, and they can use that to check it out. So we're going. Great. That's it. Thank you.
Any questions for Jen?
Were you guys gonna talk about the staff appreciation dinner?
That's
with the
something.
survey? All this got its own category, okay, I didn't. Okay.
So yes, they are, but not yet. Okay. Thank you. Friends of the library, Sheila Rock.
Well, we're all working on the book sale, getting ready for it. We've had a lot of big donations. Don't know some of them where they're coming from. But they're, and unusual stuff. Bibles and, all that sort of stuff. So, we've been looking hard at trying to pack it. It's such stuff that it's difficult to pack because it's not uniform sizes. I mean, it's like, and we're so paranoid about making sure that they can stack in the shed because we've had them fall over if they're not packed tight and all that stuff. But, we've got a good crew, working on it that we would keep going. So I think that's all we're, really working on trying to streamline what we're doing at the days before the actual, book sales. So we're not doing a lot of, hurry up and wait, which is, we seem to be doing on the Thursday. When we're trying to get the stuff across the street and we get everything over and then we gotta wait and.
You don't have the Boy Scouts.
We have the Boy Scouts on Thursday. We do have the Boy Scouts to bring them over. It's Sunday, we don't have them.
And what are the dates again of the actual book
It's
sale?
the 26th, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's the.
26,
to the
27,
20, 23rd.
It's the 24th, 25th and 26th, yeah.
24, 25, 6.
So
And
we're
so the 23rd is the setup where you have the scouts to help.
Correct. We just don't have them on the
24,
26th,
25, 26, 26 is.
the day that we don't have them, typically we have them.
And we know everything's scheduled the same. I think the same person is coming to pick up Sunday. And he knows us and we know him, and so that usually goes pretty smoothly now. And they don't even bring them in anymore. We just dump them.
Yep.
Outside and we dump them out there.
So if you were looking for help, you need them Sunday afternoon.
Sunday
After
afternoon.
3,
Yeah.
3:30,
Yeah.
3:30, yeah.
And we haven't had any requests so far, and that I've read up for people to come before that time to take donations. We've had a couple of requests in the past and I haven't had anything this time around, so We don't know, but it'll be interesting. It always is. And it's always fun, so. So we're working on better food management for the worker bees.
Thank you, Sheila.
Can I add something for the friends I forgot to mention?
Yes.
They're on March 20th, which is a Friday night, the Friends are doing the Anita Wilson Family Concert. And Banana Band, is coming. It's a children's, it's a two-person children's band. It's gonna be in where we have the concerts, like the Hano concerts. So, that will be, it's meant for families.
What
So
is the name of the band?
Banana Band, it's Ben and Anna Band. And it's children's music. They're very inclusive, so a lot of, singing, some encourage kids to get up and sing and dance and things like that.
That'd be fun.
It should be fun, yeah.
That'd be a great thing to have, our videographers on.
And do they need volunteers to help with setup and all
Yeah,
that stuff?
that'd be
It's
great
gonna be the
if
same
people don't
hands?
mind, cause it,
March 20th, what day?
it's a Friday. The doors open at 6:15, the concert starts at 6:30. It's probably gonna be like over by 7:30 easily, but we have a short amount of time to move stuff. Well, we could probably start around 4, but we might not have to move like all the furniture this time if we don't get the sign up, like the tall ones, we can just push back.
Is it a pre-registration?
Yeah, so far we have like 53, but we don't know if that also means if that, I didn't check to see if
The cities and stuff.
yeah, I didn't know if it included like,
Those are the heavy.
those is just the kids, not the parents,
So
or,
you're gonna have the parents, so.
so I'm not sure, I have to check that, but that's not bad, because it just opened up,
Mm.
sign up for that.
We'll put the grown-ups to shame. There'll probably be more kids than at the adult series.
And I'd like to thank Sheila for having me at the last Friends meeting. That was my first one that I attended, and it was very, very, very nice, very welcoming, and just,
Glad to have you.
yeah, thanks.
And we suggested you could volunteer with us.
We may not have him permanently, we may only borrow him.
You borrow him.
Last year they were going out.
Look, so many directions.
Yes. Okay, any other questions or thoughts around friends? No? Good. Online? No. Okay, budget, Leanne.
The only thing I have is basically to mirror what AJ said about coming out for that they're going
March
to
21st.
consider the 21st. I did see that what was submitted to the council was what was proposed, so we'll have to see whether
Town manager
hopefully
proposed to council. That's
that
good.
will continue on through and there won't be any cuts.
Good. And just so you know, it is in town council chambers Saturday at 9 AM. And it is a little bit of a come in and wait. So we say it's 9 AM. And it could be 9:01,
I don't think
and it
we're
could be
first.
10:30, and it could be 11. You don't know, it depends on how much discussion and questions go.
And I don't think we're first.
Yeah,
We're second. I think we're second.
Who's first?
I think is it the senior center? I don't remember.
I don't know, I just show up. Yeah.
There might be something before that, before they even get to us, there's something we discussed first at 9, that's, yeah, I don't remember what it was, but.
So it's good to be there. Liz is there, I'm there. If they have questions on anything that's in the budget or anything else that goes like that, but I think it's helpful for town council to see that the board is interested, or, we don't think it's an automatic, stamp one way or the other, and if they've got questions or anything else coming up, it's just nice to see that. So, any questions on budget? Yeah, no, I think we're talking to them. Planning evaluation policy, Maureen Lines.
We had a meeting on February 25th. And it was, I thought it was an interesting meeting. Diane was wonderful. She really explained so many things. Well, Diane has her history of the library and her three-legged stool speech and.
I didn't get that, did I?
That's all about it.
Use it.
Right, that one works.
But, it's a great introduction to new members about about our structure. Because I have found over my many years here that the general citizenry, that they don't understand how we work until it's explained. And I think that's important, not just for board members, but for the whole town to know. I mean, I know in all our interactions with the council, for instance, that every new council has to get a new, get an introduction, reintroduction, because, I've been at meetings where counselors were surprised at how we operated, or that we owned, that we're an
separate
incorporated
Yeah.
entity. So anyway, thank you, Diana. And what we went over, one of the things that we did was discuss all the various committees and asked the new members to think about which committees they might be interested in, other than, PEP, which is what every new member automatically is put on PEP, which is again very informative because it's, the planning and evaluation and policy. So it gives them a great comprehensive picture of what's going on. And, one of the things that we'll be working on, we have to refine the committee list as it stands, the description. Some things might be eliminated, combined, and enhanced. So that's an agenda item for us. And we also have to do Lisa's evaluation. Again, the uniqueness of Lisa with two masters. She reports to the town manager and she's a town employee, but she also has some responsibility to the board of directors. And it's a very nice working relationship. And I hope her relationship with the town manager is as comfortable as it is with us. And I'm sure it is. Now, Iris Larson, who was a longtime board member, many, many, many years, held, she was secretary, she was a treasurer, et cetera, et cetera. She resigned from her position, but requested in her letter of resignation that she be given or considered for the emeritus designation. So I would like to put her name forward as a member, board member emeritus. I'm sure you've all seen the policy. It's,
Maybe the new people haven't.
pardon me?
Maybe the new folks haven't. Did you guys see the emeritus policy?
No.
Just read a brief thing. What it is, maybe if you've got it in front of you.
Okay, it's, well, elected by the Board of Trustees. The emeritus members shall serve for as long as they remain active in the work of the board and may end their term at any time. But they don't have voting rights, but they will act as mentors and historians. It's they can participate in the meetings of the committees. And obviously are encouraged to attend events and to participate as a member would. But I remember when I first came on the board, Dr. I don't remember his first name, Kolansky.
Yeah, Kurlansky.
He was a retired board member and he was an emeritus board member at the time. And he's the only one. Since then, we've not had one. And this is, I'm not even sure how he came about, but now we have a policy in place. So in order to be considered, as a board member emeritus, the person must be a current or former member of the Board of Trustees, has served the board with distinction, which I do think Iris has, held an important leadership role and made or continues to make significant contributions, engaged in major volunteer advocacy activities in his or her service on the board, completed the terms for which they were appointed, and participated in various board activities. Iris checks all the boxes. So I think it would be an honor for her, and I think it would be an honor for us to have her as a newly appointed emeritus member. Again, Dr. Kurlansky, my history goes back over 30 years, and I don't know how long he had been in an emeritus position. But again, Iris would be the first
Since then.
in that many years. So, and hopefully this will then become something that, could be a regular occurrence if folks are interested.
Right, so kind of two-pronged, right, to recognize service of a board member, but also to leave a bridge for when a board member steps off, to be still involved, especially if you're losing a lot of your long-term board members, so that as you bring new board members on, kind of that historic background or what have you.
The Bible knowledge.
Yeah, that's the reason, yeah. I don't know, that just reminds me of putting out the light, I don't know. Knowledge, but yeah, so that's the thought is, not only recognition of service, but also to encourage the participation of the person to help with transition as we bring new board members on and things like that.
So I would like to formally, place Iris Larson's name,
So you're making a motion,
pardon me?
you're making a motion to.
Making a motion to nominate her as a board member emeritus.
I'll second.
Thank you, Jordan. Any questions? All those in. Oh, did you know? Any question?
I think there's a kid on there.
They might have a question. I don't know that we have junior board members yet, though. Emeritus, okay. All those in favor of nominating Iris as an emeritus, board member, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Thank you, motion carries unanimously.
And we
Thank you.
will let Iris know.
I was gonna say the notification.
Thank you.
We can do it together.
That'd be fun.
That would be
Yeah,
good.
maybe give her an official letter.
So it sounds like the position was held by a doctor before and now Iris.
There's more than one.
Okay,
It's not a single per.
oh,
it's not
okay,
a
so I was gonna
single
say,
person.
is it a position that should be a permanent position on the board? No,
So you're
Well,
not
they-
voting that,
Right.
right?
yeah,
So, it's really kind of a transition.
Okay.
It's a transition. It's a way for folks to rotate off, but still be able to participate and share some of the history and the knowledge of what goes on.
As
okay,
well as
Um,
honor their service.
And honor their service. So it's
Okay.
kind of, it's that two-pronged thing, right?
all
But
right,
if you come on the board and you leave 6 months in, you don't qualify.
Okay.
Right? So it's kind of, one of those things.
okay,
And it can be hard to, step away from the board, or if you have, like during COVID, we had very few members and even very few new members. So if all the, veterans, if you will, decided to step away, we would have been left with almost.
It's like
no one.
offering a retirement package and you think 100 people are going to accept and 1,000 do. And then the company is,
okay.
left hanging.
Is that,
Um,
did we answer it? Yeah, okay. So you can have more than one.
but I think it's quite an honor and it's a distinguished honor. I know in my years in business and other, ventures, that I always thought an emeritus position was pretty special.
Should there be a proclamation at the town council?
That's an idea. I don't know if she'd go to it. She's
Yeah.
not, she's not.
Or we could do it at our annual meeting and have them
Yes,
issue the
I think the annual
proclamation,
meeting for
but-
sure. I think for
Yeah.
annual meeting for sure.
Yeah, I think at the annual meeting,
We can try to get her here for that and we could also tape it.
yeah.
That'd be nice.
I think we should take.
And
it.
just 2 seconds of history for Iris. Her daughter is actually a librarian. She's not active now, but there's family history as well, you know. And her husband, Bob, who has since
The movie
passed.
series.
Oh, he was just a marvelous man and so interesting, and he used to do a film series, a movie series. And he would choose a film. And did you all participate in the
I was-
selection?
No, he told me. I always had a Bing Crosby, we had to have one of his films.
But he would, talk about the film, the historical aspect, the people in it, very interesting. Well, he had quite a following. And, so the family was involved.
It's a nice way to keep this, like when longtime employees leave, you lose the history. So it's nice to have that bridge in case you wanna ask them questions.
Reach out.
Yeah. And Bob was a retired history teacher, right?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. He taught it in Britain, I actually think, for many years. And as did Iris. Iris was a English
I think she's
teacher.
teacher.
English teacher. So, there's some history there. And their daughter, Dawn, was a librarian in Providence Library. So,
Okay,
thank you all.
Yeah.
And I'll be sending out, we'll figure out when to have the next meeting and do our little homework assignments.
Next up is investment, and Leanne, is this you're doing investment, and then Jason will take it over next week?
Yes, my swan song.
Your swan
Pass it
song.
along.
There you go. Thanks for stepping in.
First of all, I did send out the reports of the 3 investment. I kind of did a recap in the treasurer's report regarding the amounts, but I did send out the spreadsheets. As of February 28th, we're doing very well. Kingston keeps us in a good spot. The amounts on those accounts, to go over them again, or as I said, they're basically what I said before, the hooker at 426, 706, 53. The investment account with the unrestricted and restricted at 483,124.86, and the Hanel endowment at 482,361.93. We have a meeting scheduled for investments in the Lionheart Room at 7 o'clock on March 31st, which is a Tuesday. Dean Spada will be joining us from Kingston Wealth Management. Obviously, the investment committee, as Jason as its head he's in the process of getting all enrolled on all the accounts, and that's why I kind of did this month. So he's all set and up and running on the paperwork. And but all board members are welcome. So if you'd like to come and get a little bit more grounded into what our investment strategy is, that would be the place to be. As I said, Lionheart Room Tuesday, March 31st, 7 o'clock.
Thank you. Any questions? All right, moving on. Post committee, Diane Stam. So you heard briefly from Leanne that the Churchill door is moving along, the deposits have been paid, the snow is melting. They'll start in the springtime, and then we'll finish our payment after that. And we're hoping to have somebody videotape that, right? So then we could do like a fast forward video on that.
I think that's what we kind of discussed, was kind of like a time lapse type.
And while this is contracted by us, Joe Salomon has been more than helpful in this whole regard, and we'll keep an eye on the whole process. I can't say enough about Joe and from facilities. He's really great.
One other thing that was on our list from the walkthrough is that our, trim in here was really getting, kind of banged up and old looking. So this is what it used to look like. And this is what it's going to look like. minus the
I was like, that's
tools. So it'll just be a little bit fresher, lighter look, and you can see that it's in process. And again, that's Joe and his team as we go through, they're knocking things off the list. In terms of, painting and what happens from that area. And then I'm gonna ask Lisa for an update on leaks and stuff. Are we good? Or
Yeah, we haven't had any leaks, since the last time our last meeting, but now that we had this big melt, I think they'll be able to finish the,
Is that like the big day?
yeah. Well, and hopefully it stays. They're gonna finish what they need to do in the attic. Because they were waiting until all the snow melted and they could get to the area that they think where the water was coming in. And they did all the reinstallation of the front closet. They actually reinsulated the book drop closet. It's night and day when you go in there now, during the day, which is really nice. We've been leaving the doors open, but everything has been working well, despite some of the colder temperatures. So, that's kind of where we are with the building, and they're gonna repaint the children's room. Once they've completed the work in the attic and they know everything is good, then they'll repaint the ceiling that they have to touch up from the leak.
The only other thing that I had was, I talked to Joe Salomon about the draperies and quiet reference and the little alcove. Those are the first ones to do because they're actual bracings like these were. We can build from. Joe said that he would take them down once he returned from vacation, which was today. So they should be coming down and I should be able to work on it and I'll be able to get the material out of here.
It's only been there for a year.
So that's the next project. And then they're going to build brackets for the larger windows that don't have brackets out in the quiet reading.
Okay. Great, thank you. So the next item is children's rep, was that purchased?
No, nothing has been purchased yet.
Okay, and then file cabinet, we have a little interesting thing going on. So we approved the money for the children's rep and the file cabinet last time around. And then Chris's company came across a whole bunch of file cabinets that they wanted to give to, staff, if they wanted that. Yeah, and now evidently we're in a lottery, so we haven't purchased the file cabinet because we don't know if we're gonna be in a lottery for a free one. And if we are, because it's, you know, basically storage in our, we'll call it lower level, the basement area. So the color doesn't have to match, nothing, you know, nothing like that, it just has to go in, so, we're working our way through that, but that's great, we always like to, get whatever we can at the best price possible, and I have not been able to eat free yet. So that's the price we're going for on that one. If it falls through, we still have the money approved and we'll go ahead and get that. And,
Yeah, I touched base again today because they were supposed to send out confirmation emails today. I haven't seen anything, so I touched base to try to find out if we're in the running still or.
Don't
If
antagonise,
there's
we'll take it whenever they want to give it.
I'm on pretty good terms with the person who sent out the email, so.
but we need to get something in place before that space disappears, because that's what happens in my house. Okay, that, I don't have any other updates for house, I think we're in good shape from that end. We do our annual walkthrough in November. Have the new people from Tuck gotten a walkthrough yet? Do you have the schedule set up? Okay. So we'll have to work on getting
I'm
the
just gonna
behind
be
the
gone
scenes.
next week, but then I'll probably reach out to you before I go to start setting up individual tours for all of you, and I'll just get your schedules are like.
So that's what I call the Disney behind the scenes tour. And it's an eye opener, isn't it, AJ? It's like better than the three-legged stool, makes you see what goes on behind the scenes.
I'm bringing a hard hat.
That's not a bad idea.
And some, yeah, you're pretty tall, I don't know, downstairs. You better- you
There's some
better-
ductwork down there that has your name on it, Dave.
So, good. All right, facility insight, Christopher Riley.
All right, so, I was gonna talk about the Churchill door, but I think we've talked about that numerous times, so. On February 26th, we had, our LARC meeting. Talking with, Eric Hinckley, he's, helping to try to look at the town council agenda for when, we could, potentially present again to town council. Obviously trying to target after budget season kind of gets through, because we know that's kind of crazy, so I think tentatively we were looking at April, but you know, that's what we're looking at. Leanne was elected the vice chair of the LARC. Shake your head there. We also had quite a few good discussions kind of revolving around showing how much use the library is getting. I think you mentioned your husband came and was surprised how much was going on that one.
Yeah, he came during the day, which normally if he's in the library, he's here for one of our events, which is after hours or in the evening, and he came during the day with me. And he was just amazed by the number of people and the different groups of people who were using the library. And I mean, he's lived in town his whole life, and he was just kind of floored by that.
One of the other things that we discussed too was the fact that the limits in space that we have currently at the library actually takes away various opportunities for funding grants. Because you know, for example, if there was a 3D printer, okay, well, where do we put the 3D printer? You don't want to have to kind of wheel it in and wheel it out all the time and everything. So
What's in
you know,
your trunk?
so anyway, so that was another thing that we were potentially looking at, as well as, okay, with the reimagined library, if we have more space, we'd have more opportunities to probably pursue, this additional funding as well. I'll leave that for George. I'm actually trying to release that. I sent out, as I said, to the facility and site and communication teams the plan for tasks, but as I still see them for us to pursue for the library, as well as a copy of a presentation for our community campaign, as well as the start of our presentation for that we would be given to town council, just to start getting feedback from various board members. And the last item that I have is on Saturday, March 14th, this upcoming Saturday. Plan to meet with the board members to provide more background information on the library expansion project. I know, just kind of bring you all up to speed, and as I said, I know some of you have expressed interest in facility and site, so this will just kind of give you some more information towards that. So
Great.
yeah.
Great, thank you. Any questions for Christopher? Fund development, we don't really have a lead of fund development unless I put the race committee under there. How am I doing this? Do I put you under race committee? So fund development for us usually is legacy things. So not necessarily the 5K race, which is what Pam has been working on, but some of the legacy things. And I've heard that one of our new members is interested in trying to work on that, so I'll get with you on that and figure out what I'm saying, what's going on. But there's also a lot of information for fund development on our library's website. I mean, how do you donate or what goes on, and how do
You don't have to reinvent the wheel, you just have to kind of.
we just have to keep it current. And actually, again, Anna, before she retired from the board, did a lot of work with Dean Spada to make sure that legally we were right when we were saying things like the 501c and what you could or couldn't do, or what kind of legal vehicles were out there if you were needing money to the library from your estate. Nominations, I'm just gonna skip that. We don't do anything for nominations for another couple of months. And then we'll go into George Bernardo. George, communications.
Yep, so I got a few things we talked about. We had a joint facility and site communications meeting on, I think, the 24th, and we discussed ongoing plans for promotional videos supporting the library expansion. So one of the things we talked about was bringing in more staff, library staff, to help with production. And so we also talked about what the video we want to incorporate, what it's going to look like. So one of the core messages that we discussed is that the library offers much more than books. So DVDs, any kind of nostalgia. It's a place for families. So that is the core message we're trying to promote with this video that we want to get out there um, for people to look at. So one of the things that Michelle Patno talked about was unboxing. I don't know if anybody's familiar with what an unboxing video is. It's kind of a new trend. It's pretty popular. It's where, somebody receives something and they video themselves opening it. So literally unboxing the item. So we were talking about incorporating that in the library. So unboxing new materials. So we'd show like, videos that show programs, events, any kind of new books, DVDs. And that's in bringing that to like social media in doing that. So I believe she's recorded some and has some out there, but that's something that we've talked about ongoing, and in using, music and on-screen text, voiceovers with images. And we wanted to incorporate humor to inspire, that's inspired by other libraries that we've researched. We've been looking at other social medias and kind of looking at on the other library websites and their social medias and trying to in kind of pulling their ideas, kind of like looking at them and saying, okay, how can we incorporate that to our library? Let's see, we were talking about we talked about like event content, so like Winterfest, showing the setup and the breakdown of that, including the 5K, any kind of setup for that to kind of show how much effort it is to set up these events. And we talked about cross promotion with other sponsors, local radio. I believe Mark the Shark was brought up, and then dining partners. Because the point is to get this message out there to kind of, so when we do eventually come to vote about expanding the library, we want people to say, yeah, I know about the library. I know it's much more than books, and so we want to get the word out there as and get people excited and talking about what the library offers. Let's see, what else? We talked about Bill Rogers, and that was a key video opportunity to talk about his running career and incorporating him into the video. There's community collaboration, Karma's Closet. And we talk about using them. They have a strong social media presence. Let's see. And so, I mean, we talked about a lot about all the kind of promotions we can do. And so we have a next meeting scheduled for Tuesday, March 10th. And anybody who can help and want to attend to the meeting, let us know. We can invite you. I believe we need the email addresses of some of the new members, but we talked about with that. And then so the other meeting we had, I believe it was on the 2nd of March 2nd, we talked about a community survey, and that's to gather feedback of the library services usage and future needs. And we're trying to make it a very simple survey that grabs the information that we need. We want to capture like the familiarity with the library, frequency in program attendance, awareness and importance of library services, interests in meeting room use, and suggestion for future programs. That's kind of like the summary of what we were looking for. For those who've been on the emails back and forth about what we've been looking at survey questions, kind of refining them, trying to simplify them, putting them on a test website. I think it was a SurveyMonkey, Lisa, or was it a different website?
I think we were just gonna try Google Forms or Google
Google
Docs
Forms,
right now.
okay.
Forms.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to add clear responses and options, because we have like 16 services, and so we want to categorize those services to reduce confusion and ensuring the descriptions. So the survey fits to basically one page to kind of keep it simple. And then we want to also kind of narrow it down to specific audiences, like the Chamber of Commerce or the Senior Center, to kind of narrow that down so we don't, we want one survey, but we want to have kind of a targeted audience. And so because we want to know, since it's going to be one survey, we want to know where that survey.
There he is,
survey's-
now he's moving.
Uh,
There he is.
Not us? Is your computer? Should I turn the volume on mine?
can anybody hear me now?
Now we got it.
Okay, all right, so we talked about what kind of survey distribution tools we talked, and so Lisa brought up Google Forms, and then we also talked about SurveyMonkey. We want to know, we wanted to look into data collection and ease of use, because we want to make this as easy as possible for people to access, and that's kind of where we left it at. So I know we're going to probably meet about it. I think on the beginning of April, we're gonna have another meeting the first Monday. So I don't know I don't have the date in front of me, but that's the next, I think.
I'll just recheck my calendar.
Okay, great. Thank
Right.
you. Sounds like there's a lot of ideas flying around, a lot of other things happening. I heard, or read somewhere, oh, yeah.
I just had a thought when you were talking about unboxing. I think having a camera follow the friends around when they get loads of books and where they have to go.
Yeah.
You know,
That would be
just to
smart.
show the lack of efficiency. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the work that they put into
Yeah.
it, right, it's so inefficient, because we've got
Small.
space, yeah. And maybe even the inside, inside shots of downstairs, but even in the storage,
Yeah.
room, there's no room for storage.
Yeah,
They were hitting me up
no.
from our storage bin, last year. Okay, so that's a good idea.
I didn't miss
Mhm.
anything, Chris. That you
Uh,
can-
No, I think you basically covered it.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Is there a link for tomorrow's meeting?
For the,
Michelle, we can send it out. If anyone's interested, let us know. We'll include you.
yeah,
I don't think she sent it out.
yeah, as I said, if, I mean, if you want to coordinate and send it through me,
Yeah.
George, and we can just let Lisa know,
Is it?
you know, what the list is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's virtual.
Like to go?
Yeah,
Sure.
well, I was at the last.
I think you were, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so whoever's interested, just.
And then, just one other comment for me on that, I know that you guys, mentioned maybe Flight of the Butterfly, you know, for when it's going around.
Probably, yeah.
Bumblebee. That's a little too mellow.
And then, I was thinking of one other thing, and it's just music that I listen to when I have to like get up and move. And it's Bella Fleck and the Flecktones with Perpetual Motion, and it's jazz music, but again, it's like, you know, gives you the idea of your moving. In my mind, it's always like, you know, wheels on a bike moving or something like that, so if you're looking to get different musical representations for different things, so that we don't all sound the same. Now I don't have to sign in tomorrow. Any other thoughts or questions for communications? No, thank you, George. Next up is, under old business is the library 5K road race. We're in good shape with that. I think we
Yeah.
have more sponsors than ever. I'm gonna turn it over to Pam.
Yeah, I just tallied it up. We're about $3,000 ahead of where we were last year.
That's
So
great.
Excellent.
That's
We
great.
still haven't heard from a couple. And one we had to apply for. Dutch Point Credit Union, I had to fill out, remember?
Did you hear from
American Eagle? Nope. Cause we applied for that one too, right? Yeah. I don't. Yeah, American Eagle might have been. Is that the one you sent me? Yeah. Okay, that's one. Oh, okay, then I need to follow through on this one. Hold on.
Okay.
I did hear from her, but she never sent any money. Okay.
And we have a.
Yeah, it was American Eagle. No, it's not.
It was.
Yeah, it was American Eagle, where we had to send all that information in. Yeah, and I haven't heard anything, but they said it would take 5 to 6 weeks. And we sent it out
So we probably shouldn't even hear from them probably till the end of March, beginning of April.
Right, I would say.
Yeah.
Probably another couple weeks.
Yeah,
So, when people are committing a certain amount of money or gold money, I mean, I've got to order shirts in April, so if you need a reason to remind them that that's out there.
yeah, I will definitely remind Dutch Point.
You know, whatever's going on, and maybe, I don't know what their history is, maybe they're not gold,
No,
members, but.
no, they are gold,
Yeah, Ben
they're
Gold.
gold, they've given in the
Yeah,
past.
depends where you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could ask.
I want to check with, was it Carolyn McLean? To see if she's received anything from them first.
Why don't I check, I have to do something for you anyway, and then I'll
Okay.
check, and she can
Okay.
let you know.
She usually sends us out an email.
She does, I know,
I
but
don't think she
I
has.
don't
though.
think
I
we sent one on that one.
I looked in her folder.
I usually mark them as soon as I get them, so.
We have a new hospitality sponsor,
Yes, we
courtesy
do.
of our new board member who reached out and,
My boss was generous, as always.
so that's great. Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Definitely appreciated.
Very much so. So, thank you. Doesn't hurt to ask, right? It's always, it never hurts to ask. So I think we're in, good shape right now for our race as we go forward. We do have another race meeting next month before our board meeting, as we discussed in our last race meeting. An hour ago. Next up is staff appreciation dinner. Have more information on that? Now you can.
Now you
back
can
and talk.
Okay, so I sent out a, Google survey to all, library employees, just to say what dates work. And if they are planning to come, or maybe, or a no. And so I got 30 responses back. I went through the library calendar, picked out the days that I definitely wouldn't work. Maybe there's a race that weekend, there's a concert, you know, just, so. I gave them dates in May and June, because April was totally out of the question. We had weekly meetings. So responses back, 30 responses back. The top 3 contenders, looks like June 5th. 26 people said that they could attend that one. After June 5th, the next one is May 1st, closer. And 25 people said they couldn't go to that one. And then our third place winner is May 8th, and that was with 23 people. So June 5th,
Just about even.
May 1st, May 8th.
Those are all Fridays?
All Fridays. So whether or not what works for you guys, what works with Marketplace, who knows?
And so do we know it's marketplace or that's?
No,
what
I mean,
we're
that's what we,
Okay,
some people. are
so
talking
that's gonna be the first place that we check to see.
about. Right. Have you eaten them?
Yeah, it's very good. Their food's good and they have a room on the side and I think it holds 50 or 55 people.
That's good. That's
So
good
we'll-
size.
Be in there.
Yeah, but that's already.
So hopefully one of those days works.
Is that the consensus marketplace from staff?
Well, I think we had mentioned that people seemed interested, because
Yeah.
most people hadn't been.
We had asked,
No one knows.
staff for ideas and suggestions. You remember, because you're.
Well, I know they had talked about Casa Doro,
Mhm.
and I contacted them and just my personal opinion, I've not eaten there, the food is
Good, it's
Okay.
good. No, it's good.
Okay.
It's good.
Oh, no.
I think my concern with them. And I know they're always packed, they're so busy. I made contact once. My follow-up never happened, and because nobody ever answered the phone. So somebody answered the phone, and before I even asked for my contact, I said, I've been trying for a couple of weeks now, and the phone is never answered. And the woman on the other end said, we don't answer the phone when we're busy. So I crossed them off my list.
The other thing when we were evaluating them is that, well, the food is very good, and when I've been there more than once, the food is good and the service is good when you're there in person. But I don't know that the menu is diverse enough.
Well,
for
they're not that
somebody-
flexible either. It's like, burgers and fries, but that's not what they serve, but it's,
But there's a lot of pasta, and if can't have gluten, if you can't have.
but they had their catering menu and stuff, and there didn't seem to be much flexibility. you know, I mean, our experience has been Wooden Tap, and I mean, they've always done a great job. I would personally like to go somewhere different this time around, but the thing about Wooden Tap is that they were so flexible. You know, if you wanted pink cookies, they gave you pink cookies, you know, so.
Yeah, we haven't been plugging Casadora at all,
No,
so, yeah, that's
no,
fine.
I mean, I'm sure there are fans of this table, but all you know, they don't answer the phone when they're busy. And God bless them, they're doing a good business, but they won't get any of mine.
Parking is an issue there too. Parking is a real problem.
Yeah.
At Casador?
Yeah. And it's very loud.
always-
So I live, it is
It's
loud, we would hope it
Or
would be
when I
in a
drive
room, but
by,
that
I
room's
shop.
even smaller than the side. But they have snow plowed a way up, if you go, if you have to park in Price Chopper, you could walk.
Oh, nice.
Did they renovate inside?
Yes, shuttle
When
bus.
it was-
No,
I was just
No,
there a couple weeks ago, well, maybe a month ago.
I was there
And-
last week.
Yeah, and I mean, it's nice, but I don't see it as
Does it look like
conducive to what we
refugees?
want.
No,
No,
I agree.
no.
And so for folks that are new to the board, staff appreciation, we do every other year. We didn't get to do it last year because staff was too busy to go to a staff appreciation dinner. So we used to always do it every odd year, but now it would be on the even years. And it's really a chance for board members and staff to get to know each other a little bit better. Maybe a little bit more site recognition. So the board pays for the staff to attend. And then the board pays for themselves to go, but it's really employees and board members only, it's not, and spouses and kids and everything else like that, so, that's what it is. And we
It's a
try-
very successful evening, I think,
It's
and it's
very nice.
kind of like a mix and mingle. There's no assigned seat. When we first did it many years
And
ago,
poor
it was
Jennifer, I
very
think, got both of
formal,
us at
like
table
almost like
first
a
time.
wedding with assigned seating. And now it's not, and I don't know what the marketplace would be like, but at Wooden Tap, for instance, we had high tops as well as you know, a regular table, so it was just mix and mingle and meet people.
I just
and that's
wander around
when I
and-
first met Jen, so, yeah, I think it's a great evening, and I think staff likes it.
Well, I think it's a nice, because there's so many new board members too, it'd be nice for them to be able to meet everybody.
Mhm.
Put a name to a face.
So that's what
And
staff
to-
appreciation.
To put names and conversation to staff. I
Right,
mean, you come into the library, you see the staff people and you're very friendly, they're very friendly, hi, how are you? But you may not know their name.
Yeah, because then when they start playing, you know, like musical positions.
Yeah.
They were taking, you know, we're moving Michelle from here to reference to this, to that, to the other, and then remember we moved Michelle, so now we're gonna take this one and put it here, and you're like. I need pictures.
It's always been a fun night.
Yeah, it works, it's helpful. Okay, and then, so we'll have to figure out menus and times and see if those dates are available there. But I think the leader category now is gonna be dates and where we can fit in. We'll back into it from there. Thank you for doing the survey and getting that information
Thank you.
to us.
I'll take that
you'll take the lead.
Really
And-
enjoy working with
and
you.
hopefully they'll end it. Or we'll be back to plan C.
Okay,
It's my kid.
all right, thanks. Next
Where
up
Sally's behind.
is
in-
Hanel event. And I'm actually gonna ask Chris, because this one is topic bound, and then we'll go to Chris if we have any updates on the other one. But first, let's go to topic bound.
So it's a Chris with a K, so.
Christopher Rudd.
Yeah, so, from what I understand, they've, Eric, one of the members has been in,
Contract rather.
yeah, the contract, and he's been in contact, it seems, very good communication, it seems with that. I know I've tried to reach out to various schools for promotion for this as well. I've only gotten response back from one of the middle schools, so no one else. But they pass it along to the superintendent's office. And, they're willing to publish flyers, because they do like a weekly flyers. I always see it when I get my parents square with my kids, you know, they'll send out a thing, oh, here's the weekly flyers for the week. So if we have a flyer or something with information, I know that Eric had provided some
We are,
potential art.
as soon as the newsletter goes out, we'll make sure the schools get it. We just have to wait till the newsletter goes out for
Okay.
registration, but then we'll make sure the school gets it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so as I said, and you know, they seem to be willing to at least put the flyers
Yeah,
there.
they're really,
So,
yeah.
I mean, I did try to reach out to some of the local, like Central and Yukon and University of Hartford, but no one's gotten back to me, so. And I guess, so they're planning a workshop on April sixth, that shall be a Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, they're kind of bookending the week. They're doing Monday there and concert on Friday, so,
Well,
but-
Friday, the concert would be a typical setup where we have to push things out of the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
What about the workshop? Do you need us for setup?
No,
there?
no, it's in here.
It's
It's in
just gonna be in here, it's a comic book, drawing,
Yeah.
workshop, if I remember right. I found it interesting when they mentioned a lot of the supplies that they needed, because it was the same supplies I had, and I gave my little workshop on comic book drawing, so it was just interesting from that.
What time Monday is it?
I think it's 6 o'clock, I think is what they told me.
It's like an hour.
Hour workshop.
And is the concert that Friday?
Yeah.
That Friday,
Okay.
yeah. So we figured we'd have both.
I think the concert's at 7, right?
So the concert's at 7, the doors open at 6:30.
So you need.
Their artwork, his artwork's really good.
Probably the typical setup, I'm guessing, for the.
All those bookcases.
Hey, Chris,
Well, it was-
does the workshop then speak to the concert? Is it a,
I mean, we can have them, I mean, I obviously, we can tell them, go ahead and promote the concert that's this Friday as well.
no, but I mean,
Yeah,
is
for
it
sure.
a similar theme? No, they're two
No,
different.
It's two different things, because as I mentioned, I found Pocket Vinyl because they did a graphic novel about how they toured all 50 states. And they weren't trying to break a Guinness record because there's a whole bunch of restrictions and everything else associated with it. But I came across the graphic novel because on Free Comic Book Day, they had a whole bunch of misprints. And so they gave them to a local comic book store that I went to, and I read it, and so then I reached out to them for all this. So the person, so there's, I'll say Elizabeth, I'm trying to, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, is the artist, so he performs and does the singing and the piano. And she will paint, painting during the concert itself. That will be, kind of have like a silent auction, that they'll auction off to someone who attends the concert, and will be able to get the
Very
painting.
colorful.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, they gave us quite a few samples to use, for promotion. They were very open of saying, anything you see on our website you wanna use, go ahead, use and everything, so. But I believe that she's gonna be the one giving the workshop, because she's the one that pulled together, as I said, the graphic novel that I read and everything, so she's kind of explaining how to do that, so.
Okay, so Friday, April
10.
10th, we're gonna need folks here to help set up. And we'll be there.
Yeah.
Is that the state of? Before or after our next meeting? My God. Is our meeting April?
This meeting is the 13th.
Before our meeting.
Okay, so it's before our meeting, so we'll have to send out my peers.
Yeah. So.
And would you like to do their introduction Friday night?
I already told my wife, I said, I'll probably be there longer than I usually am, at least handle events to volunteer, so I'm open to doing
I was
that.
just thinking if you wanna introduce who they are and what they did, at 7 o'clock, that would be good.
Yeah.
Usually I do it, but I'm always looking for an out.
I can bring my graphic novel to get signed.
There you go. That works. Okay, thank you. Christine, any updates on the Shakespeareans?
No, I gotta contact, Bailey because they were supposed to. Set up
Review this
a,
and get back.
yeah, and I got an email the other day from Shakespeareans asking. What's the status? You're still interested? So I was like, okay, so maybe she didn't contact me, so I'll send her an email.
Okay, good. Anything on Newington Afghans? No.
No, it's just a case of if we're gonna pursue it, we do have to have somebody kind of take charge of it, so we can update the photos and the pictures and work with the weaving company. And certainly that is something to put in place, so we're looking to do a continual fundraiser.
Okay, good. Open board positions, we only have 2 corporate positions left, so all of the Dems and all of the Republicans have been filled. So that's good.
There's one person.
New business, is there anything else under new business that somebody wants to bring up or discuss for next week? Next month, rather? Okay, public participation, is there anybody online?
No.
And I don't see anybody in the room for public participation. AJ, if you wanted to say anything else that come up or thought, no?
No, everything sounds great.
Yep. No need. Okay. Somebody note the time. I would entertain at this time a motion for adjournment.
No moved.
So I have a move. So can I have a second? Can Melissa be the second?
I'll second.
It's a-
Dealer's choice, whoever you would like. All those in favor?
Oh,
At your own risk. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. Appreciate your time. And our meeting is adjourned.
What time did we start?
7, we had to wait, yeah, we